I can remember it like it was yesterday, walking down the aisle in my cap and gown, grinning from ear to ear. Nobody was gonna stop me. I will never forget it. I worked so hard for that moment and I felt on top of the world. I know what you have to do to graduate, so I feel like if someone had trouble and needed to graduate, they could come talk to me. I remember being a freshman and just going into high school, being so afraid, not knowing what was gonna happen. Um, Nobody is talking about graduation. We're just in a rush. We just want to have fun. Nobody's thinking about graduation. You just got in high school. Like, I'm just trying to get by and do the schoolwork I need to do. I honestly don't even know what the thought of college would have been like or anything of that sort. I only worried about boys in school and if I was gonna pass my Spanish test and if I was gonna be liked and if the boy that I had a crush on was looking at me. That's all I was focused on was boys, school, volleyball. School's where my friends was at. I never wanted to be home. I was on the volleyball team and our music club team. I sang in chapel every morning and was captain of the volleyball team. That's all I focused on. I was so young and dumb. I just wanted to be liked and wanted someone to be there for me. And I just always was at school, never wanted to be home. Freshman year seems like yesterday, but then later on you're a senior and that also feels like yesterday. It's crazy how time flies. I went to a private school my whole life, so becoming a senior at my school was a really big thing. It meant you were the leader of the school. You had the entire school watching you. You had to be a leader for them. You had to show them what was right, what was wrong. And my school went from K3 to 12th grade, and I was up there in the 12th grade, and every morning we would have chapel, and I would see the little 4 and 5-year-olds coming in and just watching me, watch your every move. You go up on stage and you say the Pledge of Allegiance, you go up on stage and you sing, or you go play a volleyball game. All those little kids are gonna watch you and they're gonna see what you're doing, and if you're being a bad person, they're gonna say, oh, well, the cool girl Becca, she said this bad word and I heard her, so maybe I should say it. So at my school, it was, you had to be on your A game every second of every day, and you had to do what you had to do, and you had to go above and beyond even if you didn't want to do it because you were always being watched. There's a lot of work that had to be done to graduate, some more than others. Some of my classmates had to retake like Spanish or Latin or philosophy. They just didn't get a good enough grade. Lucky for me, I passed all my classes my whole life. I've never failed a class. I had a lot of work to do, but it was the work I was supposed to do. I wasn't having to make up work or do anything. I would have to study really hard for classes and barely pass it by the grace of God. Some things were harder than others. Senior year was really fun and it had a lot of adventure, but it soon came to an end and graduation was right around the corner. But in the middle of my senior year, something sad happened. I lost my boyfriend slash best friend. He didn't pass away, but he got caught smoking before school, and we did go to a Christian school, so he eventually got kicked out. He got kicked out the day we got back from Christmas break, and that was really hard for me because I had been best friends with my boyfriend ever since 7th grade when I met him. He was literally the funniest kid in class, just had so much fun, always doing everything for everybody, and he got kicked out and the class dynamic changed, and I had a hard heart for Beaches Chapel. I got offended and got mad, and I know he was in the wrong, but when your best friend gets kicked out, it's just really hard for you to cope and get through. But time passed, and it's been about 3 years since I graduated, so I don't have any hard feelings. I just am upset at the situation that had to happen. High school goes by quick, and I was looking through old yearbooks the other day and saw my little smiling freshman face, and it feels like it was just a few months ago, and I know it was well over 2 years ago, and I know I was scared, and I just want to tell freshmen, don't be scared. It's gonna go by quick. When you're in it, it won't feel quick, but when you're out, you're gonna be like, wow, I wish I was back in high school with all my friends. Don't think just because you graduate high school that you're done. I thought that, and I was wrong, really wrong. You're always going to go somewhere, and you're always going to be taught something, and you're always going to learn. You're going to want to push yourself and go harder and harder and harder, and don't let people walk all over you. Just be yourself, and that's my graduation.